My breakdown of the Beatles' Get Back, Let It Be sessions continues as the band brings it in for a bumpy landing, and you're going to hear it all here on Pop Goes the 60s. We pick up near the end of the sessions on January the 29th, the day before the Rooftop concert. But before we get started, I want to let you know that this video is being sponsored by Retro Cards.
Retro cards are custom collector cards of the players you grew up with, all in the memorable designs you love. Whether you collect football, baseball, basketball, hockey, or non-sports cards, Retro Cards gives you a fresh take on a golden era of card collecting, like their latest set, Swingin' Chicks from the 60s. The cards you wished existed now do. RetroCards.net. Custom cards for the distinguished collector.
The discussion today is about going up on the roof to finish this whole project off. And at this juncture, the only ones really that are for it are John and Ringo. You would think Paul would be for going up on the roof, but he was the one that was kind of holding back. George was willing to go up there so long as there was going to be no audience, but Paul didn't think it was a grand enough ending to the show or to this whole project, and John was trying to talk him into it.
You've sort of practical answer to the problem now regarding tomorrow. I think we'd be daft to not do it. Try and do something.
Sorry, I'm late.
Yes. Even if it's a grand dress rehearsal and see how it went. Let's look how we looked and let's look at the rushes of sending songs. Yeah. I mean, if it turns out to be half the show, or half the end product, all right. If it doesn't, there's no different from any other day, except for we tried to do them one after the other. And then, I mean, if we had another 6 weeks,
6 weeks.
No, I mean, if we had another month to play with to really, I think, get 14 straight off. It'd be nice, to still do the 7s.
I just don't, I think it's going to take months doing it like that. Again, it's just not. So how do you?
Well, I mean, like we should do it.
If you can film some while we're recording them at the same time, okay. But
yeah, see, that's how it is. It's like it's a documentary. See, that's what I want to get in my head. Is it a documentary of us doing another album? Which it is. That's what it is, and that's all right then. That's all right, because it isn't a TV show anymore. You see, it isn't any of that.
A TV show.
No, I mean, it can be anything after it. Yeah, but I mean, we're not doing a payoff. We're not doing the 11 numbers straight off for an album. We're going to have to sort of join them. We're going to have to do them at separate points.
I agree with you. I think it's disappointing, but all right, we've only got to 7. Let's do 7.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we haven't got time to do 14, because Ringo's got to go in 2 weeks. But we might be able to get another 7 off by the end of 2 weeks. I mean, we will. So we'd have to do 2 7s.
But the thing is,
I think the only trouble is, in my mind,
is we've learned the next 7. Let's do the whole lot.
The only trouble is that the only people who need to agree on what it is we're doing is the 4 of us, and we're the only ones who haven't ever talked about it. Yes. What it is we're doing here, because we had the meeting before all this and said TV show. So until sort of recently, I've thought so it's a TV show, and that's what's going to happen. So I've been thinking accordingly, and it's an album. That's what I've got to get in my head.
It's an album and all that footage of film, which could make about half a dozen films.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's a film of us making an album.
Yeah, but that's visual.
No complaints about it. But I just got to get that in my head.
Yeah.
So that I'm not trying to sort of learn it for anything other than the record.
Want to do a visual
because that's it.
We'd have to think of a visual show. Think to do a TV show like you originally intended. we'd have to all start together and all agree what it
Yeah,
was
we'd
definitely
have to
going to
think
be.
through.
All
Actually,
the thinking of the
there's,
visuals.
Paul, there's no reason on God's
Yeah,
earth
no,
why.
we've come up with some good answers too. But we don't really want to do a visual show. Is the answer.
So what I'm
We
asking,
don't
that's
actually
where's
wanna
the
stand
documentary
up
going
and
to
At the
end?
time we were doing it, obviously, what all went on, we weren't in
This TV show was supposed to be a TV show of the last album.
The last album.
Yes. But when we came to do it, we said we'll write new songs. Because that's it. You see, we just keep ahead of ourselves. We're bored immediately.
And you know what you were saying?
The original intent for this whole project was to do the White Album songs in some sort of live setting for a television program. And the White Album, they only finished recording that 10 weeks before they started doing these sessions. So that was really ambitious for them to decide to just do all new songs. And it was probably premature for them to do that, which is why they come to these whole sessions not quite prepared. Now, Glyn Johns suggested that they do 3 songs in a row and try to rehearse them that way so they can get in the mood for a live show.
While they're fresh, we should have just sung them.
Yeah.
We should just sing
Yeah,
them,
right.
even if it's only as a fucking plug for the album.
How many have we already recorded good enough?
No.
None. Well, what about all those cuts and times we've done Get Back?
Oh well, I mean, one of them's all right, isn't it?
I mean, we've done most of the ones we've played. We've done to the point of having it almost haven't we?
I can't think. There's that one of yours we did, and Get Back.
And what about?
The only ones that I'd say. Oh,
Didn't we get one?
They're good enough to
There's
go
quite
out.
a few good ones, but they're the stage where it's dress rehearsal stage.
Yes.
Where, well, if you did a performance, it probably would be it.
Yes.
Yesterday you got terribly close to it on a couple of the numbers you were trying to do, but as soon as you got that, it would have meant
Well,
one
it was
more
just
take and you'd have had
physical
it.
tiredness
Yeah, of
on
course.
my part.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great strain to get through. Don't Let Me Down on the other one. Just physically singing at that pace and being so tired.
Well, that's the thing. If you're planning on working up till Ringo does the film, doing it like this, we're just going to drop. And we're still not going to have anything on the tape,
Yeah, and
At least we
was
would
the
have
result of not having
we
the
could have
weekend.
recorded
If
all those.
If we hadn't had the weekend, we wouldn't have been able to even attempt yesterday. That's
Yeah,
the
But if we'd have
paradox.
just been recording them,
And at the moment,
to
the
get 'em
documentary
on
is
tape.
really like no exit. It's just going around and around and around.
it's
with no
like all the
payoff.
footage he's
There's no
shooting.
story
It's
yet.
as if
I mean, it's
that
like
he's going to throw all that away and
Try and
There's
make
a
a
just
TV
use
show out
the
of
thing out of
5 numbers.
when we.
yeah. You see, there's a lot of
sing
good
the song.
stuff on that we shot in the documentary, but there's no story yet. I mean, going crazy. I mean, I know
Well,
a bit in
there's-
Twickenham, but
of course
there's
there's a
a story of the building, but there's no real payoff unless we just do the songs in
Do you
here.
think it's Miles?
So the band worked over the weekend just to catch up and get to this point. But Michael Lindsay Hogg is still suggesting that, well, there's no story here. There's got to be a payoff at the end. And they're still trying to decide this and figure this out. So you can imagine Michael Lindsay Hogg's frustration with the group at this time.
Good. Well, that's settled then, isn't it?
I've said yes to every idea that's come up so far. I've said
Yes.
yes to every idea anybody suggested.
Me
America,
too.
Pakistan, the moon. I'll still be there singing Don't Let Me Down.
Just the thing is, just go through it just to sort of check if there's anything still wrong with it, and then when we know it's okay, then tick it off, like in our minds. Say that is all right. See, because I think we don't need to go through I've Got a Feeling. I think we've got that one.
I thought we had this one.
Oh well, okay.
Who's got doubts about it? What bit do you think is
Just
in
voices
trouble?
is for me a bit.
The All I Want Is... Oh yeah. Well, that's just a matter of performance.
Okay.
I don't want to shout today because I want to do it again. No, I mean, I'll just do it without... If I hit it without straining, no, that's all right. Just... I don't want to use that energy I tried to use yesterday because yesterday fucked today. And tomorrow I'll be fine. Yesterday, if I'd had the night's sleep, it would have been great because my voice was just right. Okay? I frig a pony. A 1, 2, 3.
So after his extremely slow start at the beginning of the month, John is back in the groove and is using some of his leadership skills to calm the nerves of some of his bandmates and of Michael Lindsay Hogg and of Glyn Johns as he speaks to him in this little segment here.
It's
I
down to
can't
you.
see us lasting out another a straight session.
Yeah.
So even if we did half of it and laid off for a bit, you know, took a couple of weeks off or something.
At least 4 or 5 days.
How long would you be there, say?
6 weeks, you see. Well, it'd be 5 weeks by the time.
Alright, so we'll say you do half the album. Well, I mean, I can't see us doing the whole 14.
No.
Unless a
Never
miracle
do it by
happens by Saturday. You know. And you've come in on the most difficult album ever, you know, sort of people-wise, between us. And you've got through all that with us. It hasn't been easy, this, you know.
No, right.
So it's amazing that at this late date, January 29th, the band is just starting to understand that what they are doing is recording an album, that this is going to be an album, and then the film, I guess, will be secondary and they're going to cobble something together. But it's amazing that they're just kind of figuring this out now, and they're having a slight laugh about it, although Paul seems a little bit unsure of the direction of the band going forward.
As long as we know what we're going to do the next LP in June or July or something, then we can get ready for it, you know.
Yeah.
Because this LP was a surprise to me, really, you know. So I'm singing 1 after 909 to get on the LP.
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
You see, and it's also going to be this thing. When we finish this, I've got a feeling that we're going to just sort of go off. Got a feeling? We're just going to go off like we did after the end of the last album, and just think, yeah, no, just sort of think, oh, not another fucking album.
But
You know,
listen, I mean,
because this is
the
what
thing
this is, you know. Pardon?
Just give me a day or two to finish off the bits and pieces.
They're not capable. Well, it is.
I can't wait to work it, you know.
Yeah.
Either anyway, you know, I just can't wait to just
Do it.
have it, you know.
Yeah. So, but I'm just talking about this thing, like this thing we've entered upon now. We still haven't got any aim for it except an album. Again, our only aim ever is an album, you know, which is like a very non-visual thing. It's very sort of, but it's great, isn't it? And we do albums then, but
albums is what we do at the moment.
yeah, but I don't know, you know, like I was saying the other day, you know, is that we're into albums as the four of us. But I really think, you know, I mean, we can be into other things, but every time I talk about it, I really sound like I'm the showbiz correspondent, trying to hustle us to do a Judy Garland comeback, you know. But really all I mean is, well look, let's change, or let's go into a studio, like a vision studio, after we've learnt all of these. That's just as good as this for sound. We've got the same sort of
I
thing.
think it's daft to move on this one, even move.
But it's like we got much better takes after we moved from Twickenham to here.
Oh yeah, but I mean, here I like it's like home.
Yeah, sure, but our takes are getting not as good. So I'm just trying to think of a remedy back, like you said, you know, we're not in it.
Yeah, well,
But the thing that
depends
puts
on
us
the
in
day.
it, the thing that puts us in it, the thing that only everything that has put us in it is a novelty. We work on novelty. If there's a new approach, if he says take, we take for the first time. Oh, you mean we're going to be great? And they're rough dubs these, so we don't care, you know. And it's great. It's going to be very hard to better that dub we've got. There's just so much in it, you know. Even Teddy Boy, you know, not having words. It's just there's so much in all of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be hard to better
I think
it.
another move is going to be the answer.
You know, see, I said to Michael that he should really just black this, make this place black one day, so that when we come in the morning, it's what is it? I mean, you know, you've got to be sneaky with the Beatles, you know, or else we'll just go on forever in the circle, you know.
So it seems to me that some of these circles the Beatles are going through are the result of some of Paul's abstract ideas. We heard in another video that I had done where Yoko Ono was involved in pitching in ideas for what to do for this show. And her ideas were also quite abstract, but Paul's are equally abstract. And I think the band probably had a hard time grasping what his vision was. I don't think he had a clear vision. So in the end, they wind up with another album, which I think is great. But one of the things that's kind of interesting is that this was done in about 17 days. Now, I want to just bring you back around here. One of the books I used, the Doug Sulpy, Ray Schweigert books. The British version of that book is called Drugs, Divorce, and a Slipping Image. And strange title because drugs, divorce, and the slipping image really aren't talked about at all in the book. Don't understand that title. The Americans got hit over the head with a more direct title, Get Back, the Unauthorized Chronicle of the Beatles' Let It Be Disaster. So let's look at what the Beatles accomplished in just 17 days. Number one, they got an album out of it, which was a #1 album in both the UK and the United States. They got 3 #1 singles out of it. They had the Let It Be film. They basically launched the Abbey Road album with sessions from this time period, as well as demos for like John, Paul, and George's first 2 solo albums. Then we've got the last concert that they ever appeared in together. Plus we're going to get the Peter Jackson film, which is going to be like 6 hours of more footage. So, I mean, these guys called it a disaster. This is a fucking miracle.
Don't let me down.
I have always loved this album, and when I listen to it, it still sounds fresh to me today. And I know it's not perfect, but it has quite a lot of perfections in it. Now I want to just end this with a quote from Derek Taylor. So obviously the end was, we weren't going to have the Beatles for much longer after this. So here's what Derek Taylor said. It was not insignificant that they chose a rooftop, their own private rooftop, out of reach and for the most part out of view, to do their last show together. Thanks for watching.